Budgeting processes don't fail because the math is wrong. They fail because the model underneath them is obsolete. Companies are still budgeting like control creates clarity. It doesn't. It creates distortion. Today, I'm going to show you why most budgeting cycles feel like a slow-motion train wreck, and what looks like a forecasting problem is actually a structural design flaw. If you've ever felt the numbers were fighting you instead of informing you, you're not crazy. Your system is misaligned. This part might make some people mad. Budgeting assumes a world that doesn't exist anymore. A world where demand is stable, hiring is linear, costs behave politely, and nothing breaks mid-year. In other words, a fantasy that was written by the ghost of 1998. Modern businesses are chaotic adaptive systems. They change every week. But the typical budget? It's a static artifact pretending to predict a dynamic world. It's set typically once a year. It might be updated quarterly, but the business moves far faster than that, and that's the problem. Here's the part that nobody says out loud. A budget is a political document, not a financial one. Let that sit for a minute. It's a negotiation, a turf war, a yearly declaration of give me more headcount because marketing got more last year. And this is why the numbers drift. You're not forecasting reality. You're forecasting the organizational insecurity. Every budget is obsolete the moment it's approved. Not because anyone is bad at finance or forecasting, but because reality moves faster than the corporate cycles. Things like demand spikes, demand drops, your supply chain breaks, there's a hiring freeze, the market shifts, there's product delays, pricing changes, you'll have inflation spikes, you have talent that leaves, or competitors make moves that you didn't anticipate. All of these things detonate the nice, clean spreadsheet that the budget lives inside of. Every finance organization I've ever worked with makes the same mistake. They force nonlinear systems into linear assumptions. But linear models can't handle volatility. Linear models can't handle feedback loops. And linear models can't handle compounding and dependent assumptions. This is why budgeting feels like pushing a rock uphill, because it is. This is the part where things get hard. Budgeting slows down decision making. You wait for approvals, you wait for updated models, you wait for alignment, you wait for the narrative to catch up. And while you're waiting, the market keeps moving without you. There's a real cost to time lags. Most companies never quantify it, but they pay it silently. This is the part where people typically misunderstand. Forecasting isn't the problem. The data architecture is the problem. You're trying to forecast on top of ERP sprawl, on top of disconnected data systems, legacy reporting, spreadsheets that serve as a shadow data system, no semantic layer or universal journal. That gives you incomplete dimensionality that makes it very hard to create accurate drivers for your business and breaks your line of sight between your forecasts and your operations. You can't build an accurate demand model on top of structural chaos. That's like forecasting rainfall with a broken barometer. Alright, so I'm going to get a little counterintuitive here. You don't fix budgeting by fixing budgeting. You fix budgeting by addressing this data structure underneath the financial model. When you rebuild the data spine, forecasting becomes easy. And then when forecasting becomes easy, budgeting becomes a non-event. This is the actual workflow that I use when I rebuild a finance function. Number one, Universal journal integration. Everything goes in one-dimensional structure. Step 2. A semantic layer map. That way you have clear business definitions and aligned data. Step 3. A driver tree. That way you can link your operational, financial, P&L, and cash drivers. 4. A rolling forecast. That way you have a weekly refresh of your key drivers that is scenario driven so you can adapt quickly. And number 5, a zero-based budget overlay. That way budgets don't carry over from year to year or cycle to cycle. Every dollar is rejustified every year. This removes the politics, it removes the guessing, and removes the fantasy. Most companies continue with traditional budgeting because it gives them an illusion of control. But illusion isn't reality. Clarity and architecture is where you regain control. So if you're a CFO or operator trying to break the cycle, the next step is not to fix your budget. It's to fix the architecture underneath your budget. So if you're done letting the broken systems dictate your outcomes, here's the next move. Go to secondlifeleader.com. That is secondlifeleader.com. Watch the full breakdown of the Transformation OS, and if it resonates, book a call to talk with me personally. We'll walk through a clear view of your data spine, any forecast blind spots, and the exact blueprint that top CFOs use to rebuild their operating rhythms. If you're rebuilding alone, it's time to stop. If you're ready to lead with clarity, then start right now. Go to secondlifeleader.com and book some time. I'm looking forward to talking.